Okay, hi guys, it's Kalina again, and this is another tutorial for you. Today I'll be showing you how to install and configure Server 2008. From my previous videos, you would have seen how to actually create an ISO image file and as well download and install VirtualBox. So what we'll be doing is creating a virtual machine with the use of the ISO file that we previously created. So the first step would be to actually go into your VirtualBox manager, and what we'll be doing is creating a virtual machine. So you click machine, you click new. Alright, this window will come up and it will ask you for the name of your machine. So for the sake of simplicity, we'll call it Server 2008, and it's a Windows type system. You select from this drop down the specifications of your virtual machine, and it's based on the actual configuration that you want your machine is set to, and your virtual machine will be set to as well. So you click next. By default, the virtual machine is assigned with this amount of space in terms of memory size. So what you can do is leave it at the default. Click next. You have three options here. Do not add virtual hard disk, create virtual hard disk now, or use an existing virtual hard disk. What we'll be doing is creating a virtual disk. So you click create. The next option would be VirtualBox disk image, that is the type of image that you're using. We are dynamically allocating the hard disk space. We click next. Right, so from this window you'll see that by default the system gives you 25 gigabytes of storage. If you wish, you can lower this number, or you can just proceed using this amount of storage. For servers, we need lots of storage space and lots of processing power, so I suggest that you leave it at the 25 gigs and click create. And here's your Server 2008 virtual machine. What we'll do now is try to configure it and then install the operating system through the use of the ISO file that we previously created using Power ISO. So what you do next is you power on your server. You can either double click or right click and power on. And here now the system will ask you, where do you want to locate? You have to locate the file, the ISO image file that you're going to load onto your virtual machine. So you click this little icon here, and on your machine where it's saved, you select your ISO image file. I have mine saved on the desktop, so I go to the desktop and just select the Windows Server 2008 image file. Click open, and then you click start. When I click start now, it will actually load the operating system onto the virtual machine. So this is one method you can use to actually load the operating system on. However, what happens sometimes is that there may be a problem with your ISO file, or some sort of problem causes the operating system not to be able to load or boot. So there's another option you have when this happens, and coming to the end of the video I will show you that option. So the Windows files are loading. This process from beginning to end takes a little while, so it loads just like any operating system on a physical machine. So if you've installed software on a physical machine before, the process is the same on a virtual machine. The only difference is, instead of using a hard disk or a CD or flash drive, you'll be using the actual ISO image file. And here's our first screen. So what we do is we leave these things by default English, click next, click install. Now this process takes the time it takes depends on the specifications of your laptop or your machine that is actually doing this installation. Alright, so we'll choose here Windows Server 2008 Enterprise, click next, accept the terms and conditions, next. Right, at this point is where you can either decide to use the disk space as is or you partition your disk. So here now you would select drive options and you would partition your server. So meaning you split the disk into two different drives where you can have your operating system running on one and you can have your files and stuff on the other. For the sake of this tutorial, I will not be partitioning the drive. So I just click next and the process will start. So it will copy the files, expand the files, install and complete the installation. So what I'll do is pause the video here, and when the process is almost complete, I'll come back and we'll see how to proceed. Okay guys, so during the installation of this Server 2008, your machine will restart several times. So don't get worried, don't get scared. It's just a part of the process. Alright, so it will continue doing its thing. The operating system will continue to configure and load. So as you can see, it's restarted again. And Windows will do its necessary configurations. Okay guys, so the installation is finished. When it's finished, this is the first screen you'll see. Alright, it says that the user must change password for the first time before logging on. So what you do is you say okay, and you will now be setting the administrator password for the PC, for the server. So what you do is choose a password, something that you will not forget, and you just insert it here. Passwords and match. And you say okay, and it will change your password. Right, password has been changed. So your server will load up. And here it is. Here is your fully installed Server 2008 virtual machine. Alright, so that's it for the installation of Server 2008. So remember earlier I was telling you guys that if your loading of the operating system from the ISO file had failed, there's another option you can choose to do to actually get your operating system onto the virtual machine instead of pulling back that ISO. So what I'll do now is power off this machine and show you how to do that. So we shut it down just like a normal machine would. With most servers, when you're shutting down, you need to put a reason why you're shutting down. So server virtual machine will now shut down. So as you can see here, it's powered off. Right, so the other option now would be for you to go into your settings. So this is after you've created the actual Server 2008 virtual machine. You go into the settings now to load the operating system. You're going to storage, and what you do here is you click on this first slot here, the second slot, sorry, and click on this little icon here and locate on your machine or whichever drive you have the ISO file on. You locate it from there. You select the operating system that you want loaded onto your virtual machine. You click OK, and then when you power back on the machine, it will actually boot from that source. Another thing to note is under your network connections, here is where you would see that presently your virtual machine is connected to the adapter of the actual physical machine that you would have loaded it on. So in future tutorials, I would show you that this configuration would need to change when you have client-server interactions. In order for them to speak to each other, you need to actually configure your network adapter to accommodate that communication. So thanks guys, thanks for watching. That's my tutorial on actually installing and configuring Server 2008. Hope you liked it. Stay tuned for my next tutorial, which would be a tutorial discussing the actual installation of the client as well as configuring and setting up communication between your server and your client. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching again, guys.